Welcome, history aficionados, to another wild ride through the annals of time. Today, we're lassoing a real-life cowboy-turned-war hero, a man who blended brash bravado with military genius, creating a legacy as striking as his pearl-handled pistols. Meet General George S. Patton, a man who rocked the battleground like a rowdy rodeo. Unorthodox? Absolutely. Effective? Unquestionably. So saddle up, folks. It's time to delve into the intriguing tale of the Crazy Cowboy General. Number 1. The myth of the Crazy Cowboy General. As the dawn of our tale approaches, our protagonist's boots thump the ground with all the subtlety of a stampeding stallion. The dust of lore rises from these well-worn souls, whispering the legends of a man larger than life, echoing the exploits of George S. Patton. But not just any Patton. Strap in, dear reader, for today, we ride with the Crazy Cowboy General. Crazy, you may ponder, brows knitted in intrigue. And a cowboy? In the world of military decorum and strategy, Patton was indeed an anomaly. Picture, if you will, a cowboy astride a steel stallion of war, charging headlong into the mouth of danger, pistols brandished, strategy scribbled not just on maps, but the canvas of his indomitable spirit. Our journey into the myth of this extraordinary man shall take us through gunfire and controversy, audacious plans, and perhaps a surprising revelation or two. How crazy was he really? Or was this seemingly unhinged courage a part of his larger-than-life persona? A deliberate strategy that helped him carve his name into the annals of history. Number 2. Patton, the cowboy from the start. Picture this. California, 1885. Amid the Wild West's untamed beauty, a child is born into the arms of a wealthy, influential family. His name, George S. Patton. Now, Patton wasn't your typical aristocrat. He had an adventurous soul that seemed to gallop alongside wild stallions. His childhood was dotted with dust-kicked cowboy boots, horse riding lessons, and dreams of grandeur that went beyond California's golden sunsets. And boy, could he ride. The horses seemed to understand him, his rhythm matching theirs in an almost preternatural kinship. In a twist of fate, this horse-loving cowboy took his riding skills onto a different stage, the 1912 Summer Olympics. Competing in the first modern pentathlon, he showcased his cowboy grit to the world. His pistol in hand, Patton stood with the same boldness that he would later bring to the battlegrounds of World War II. Even at this early stage, the cowboy's spirit was evident. Patton's blend of Old West charm, athleticism, and audacity had begun to shape the man who would soon become the Crazy Cowboy General. This was a cowboy who was just getting started, with a destiny that was as expansive as the western frontier itself. Number 3. The birth of a warrior. Imagine young George S. Patton, an adventurous lad growing up under California's golden sun, mesmerized not by tales of knights and dragons, but by real-life chronicles of war and valor. As he mimicked the gallant cavaliers in his boyhood games, an extraordinary belief began to blossom within him, the conviction that he had been a formidable warrior in a past life. As outlandish as it sounds, this belief became the cornerstone of his destiny. As Patton matured, his fascination with the art of warfare grew into an insatiable hunger. He voraciously devoured books on military strategy, his mind abuzz with formations, attack strategies, and cunning maneuvers. The battlefield, to him, was a grand chessboard, and he yearned to be the one moving the pieces. Unbeknownst to him, his seemingly eccentric preoccupation was molding him into one of history's most audacious generals. Number 4. Audacity on the battlefield. Our Crazy Cowboy General never saw a battlefield he didn't like. While others shied away, Patton leaped right in, spurs jangling, like he was born to be there. His audacious strategies during World War II were like nothing the world had seen before. Picture this: the snow-covered terrain of the Ardennes, December 1944. The Battle of the Bulge. The Allies are up against it. The 101st Airborne is surrounded in Bastogne. Enter Patton, who, against all odds and weather forecasts, pivots his Third Army and makes a dash to the rescue. This was no gentle trot, but a wild, galloping ride straight into the heart of danger. He blazed a trail through the freezing conditions and enemy lines, with all the wild energy of a cowboy taming a bronco. And how about the time when he brazenly drove his tank straight into the front lines, his pistols at his side, like a cowboy riding into a Wild West showdown? This wasn't a general cozy in his command tent. This was a warrior at the heart of the action. Patton's audacious tactics were his signature, the raw essence of the crazy Cowboy General, leaving everyone else playing catch-up, both friends and foes. His audacity, a spectacle as awe-inspiring as watching a rodeo king lasso a wild stallion. No one else did crazy quite like Patton. Number 5. The flip side of the coin. Picture this. A decorated war general, our crazy cowboy, boldly strutting into a military hospital, metals clinking and boots thudding against the hard floor. An aura of audacious courage and iron will wrapped around him like a cloak. Yes, folks, that was George S. Patton in the flesh. But here's where the script flips. Patton, the audacious, lion-hearted general, comes across a shell-shocked soldier. Instead of words of encouragement or a pat on the back, Patton does the unthinkable. He slaps the soldier, once, twice. The echoing smack vibrates through the stunned silence. The metal-clad chest heaves, and the cowboy's wrath is unleashed. An act that stirs a whirlwind of controversy and nudges our crazy cowboy perilously close to the precipice of his career. Did Patton's fiery spirit finally get the best of him? Or was this another part of his larger-than-life persona? The controversial slapping incidents rocked the military world, tarnishing the Cowboy General's reputation and leading to some serious tongue-wagging amongst the top brass. And thus, our tale takes a fascinating twist, leading us deeper into the enigmatic life of the audacious, controversial, and certainly unforgettable crazy Cowboy General George S. Patton. Buckle up, folks. It's a bumpy ride ahead. Number 6. The legacy of the crazy cowboy. The dust of World War II had barely settled when the figure of George S. Patton started to loom larger than life. Just like one of those towering rock formations dotting the deserts of his beloved American West. He was now the crazy Cowboy General, an audacious leader who'd stormed through Europe with the ferocity of a stampede. Not your average war hero, Patton was a flamboyant blend of brazen courage, outrageous antics, and scorching determination. His unorthodox maneuvers, like his rapid relief of Bastogne during the Battle of the Bulge, had turned the tide of war and earned him a reputation that would eclipse his controversial behavior. Even today, whispers of his exploits reverberate through military academies, stirring the spirit of cadets who aspire to be leaders. His bold strategies have become textbooks' cornerstones, and his words, potent aphorisms inspiring generations. His critics may have labeled him crazy, but in the grand chessboard of war, it was this very unpredictability, this brazen audacity, that kept his enemies off balance. The legacy of Patton, the crazy cowboy, is more than a fascinating chapter in history. It's a testament to fearlessness and the will to triumph against all odds. To think of Patton is to remember a powerful storm that blew through the stale conventions of warfare, upturning all in its path and forever changing the landscape. Yes, our crazy cowboy was indeed a force of nature, a hurricane in military fatigues. 7. Lessons from the General. Ready for a dash of Patton's wisdom? Brace yourself, as it's as audacious as the man himself. A pint of sweat will save a gallon of blood, he declared. An unconventional pep talk, isn't it? But dive deeper, and you unearth a profound philosophy. Patton embodied this, pushing himself and his men to meticulous preparation. Picture him drilling his troops, perfecting every maneuver under the blazing sun. That's the sweat. Then envision the battlefield. There's the potential bloodshed. But Patton's well-oiled army moved like a precise, unyielding machine, dodging disaster, trimming tragedy. The lesson here? Hard work and preparation are the secret weapons of success. As we toast to this crazy cowboy, let's clink our glasses to his unique wisdom that transcends time. And that's a wrap. From galloping across the Wild West to shaking the world, we've ridden through the thrilling tale of our crazy Cowboy General. The journey doesn't end here, folks. Remember to saddle up, chase curiosity, and hit the trail of history with us again. Stay tuned.